Hello YouTube and welcome to this edition of Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. We're back in the shop. We're going to continue work today on the 1966 Nova restoration project. On the agenda today, we are going to try to finish up that back piece of interior in the back of the car. Also, we need to mount the brake adjuster cable, and we need to finish up the interior decking here around this piece here. Got another dash piece we need to make. The transition piece is in the center of the dash. We need to get that done. Need to cut the rear springs and get a coil cut off them so we can try to lower the rear suspension just a little bit. Right now my jack bolts are suspended or retracted all the way as high as they'll go, so we want to try to lower the back of the car so we can raise it back up with the jack bolts. So got a lot to do. Appreciate you joining us today. So hang in there and let's get started. Welcome back to YouTube, and the first thing we're going to do, we're going to try to hold this dash piece stationary. So we're going to put a couple temporary aluminum nail rivets in it, and then we're going to go ahead and pull this piece here out of the end. So we'll go ahead and get a couple of these Clecos taken out and replace them with some aluminum rivets. The reason I like to use the aluminum rivets is they're a lot easier to get out since they're just a temporary hold. So we will just do one at a time here. The old glasses on here so I can see. Sucks getting old sometimes, I tell you. All right, I'm gonna probably put about 6 of them in here, and just kind of sporadically placed. The Clecos would hold it, but sometimes these Clecos will work loose if the hole's a little bit larger. They will won't hold, and then it's got stuff popping out, but a good old rivet will hold it still. One of these are tight. Have to actually, we don't like this brand of rivets for the exact reason. You have to really kind of oversize the hole a little bit. But they hold good when they're that tight, that's for sure. Put a couple more down here on the end, and that should hold everything in place. Yeah, I can tell you right now, I'll have to re-drill that one. Might as well go and do it now. Save me the pain and agony later. As a rivet falls to the ground, of course. There we go. I hope everybody has had a fantastic week. I travel every week, and I was gone this week again. I noticed on my weekly mileage report a couple weeks ago, I traveled 2,200 miles, drove 2,200 miles in 1 week. That's a lot of driving. I enjoy getting out here in the shop, getting back home, and get out here and do a little work on the cars. Now, that'll hold everything stationary. Then we come over now, we'll take this end cap off, we'll drill it out, and so we're gonna fabricate it. And I'll show you so you can see. Got a little bit of a crack here. Again, this is stuff when we first started out, we didn't really know until we got the body mounted. So, because we didn't know really what height this was going to be. So we kind of a shot in the dark, but we got, what, I guess a quarter inch, half an inch. Plus we're going to stand it. I'm going to close all this off. So take this piece out. We're going to make this as well. But we'll pop this out. Get up here where you can see it real good. I'm sure you've never seen a drill before, but just in case, I don't want you to miss it. That's why I use aluminum rivets, because you can't hardly drill out these steel rivets. But we'll put the car back together with steel rivets. So what we're going to do to repeat, we're just going to add a little bit here, about 3/8 of an inch, and we'll dummy this thing up, beat it back out flat, and kind of use this as a template and see what we're going to end up with. Okay, first thing we'll do, we're going to put this piece in the vise and straighten it out, and we'll just simply trace it and build a new piece. I can find my hammer. Actually, that's probably good enough. Throw that away. Found a piece of scrap here. All the time keep all my scrap up under the table here, and you never know when you're gonna need another piece, I tell you. We'll just lay this out real quick. Not anything really high tech, that's for sure. Now I'm going to add 3/8. I'm just going to kind of hand draw this, and then we're going to add an inch back here. So we'll use our 1-inch guide here. That'll kind of get us going in the right direction. Okay, that quick. I'm gonna go ahead and drill these holes. One thing we can go ahead and use the same holes we have in the dash. That way we won't make it any larger. We'll mark those real quick. Except for the one I was having a heck of a time drilling out the steel rivet. Okay, as simple as that. We'll put our brake line. We'll probably use a little small brake on this. Tell you what, something else. We may. Yeah, we'll add it on. We may actually make this piece again. I should have put a 90 on here on the back side so it could give me something to mount that other curved piece to. But we could put the 90 on the other piece. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Let's see, get some snips in here. These are kind of older snips over here. They're not the best in the world, but they looks like they'll work okay. Yeah, I know this isn't very exciting to watch, but kind of gives an idea. We may end up having to make this thing twice, so it wouldn't surprise me at all. So if we do, we do. We'll use this little brake. Kind of make sure I get this broken the right direction. It's a nice little brake here for little small stuff. It works really, really good. Get this thing turned right. Finish braking this one over with the hand brake. Actually, we can use the, we'll just use the vise here. I need a professional camera holder. Oh man, it's just a little bit too wide for the vise. But that's okay. We have our trusted duck bills here. And get these adjusted out. These need a little oil on them. They haven't been used much recently. Just put right there with a little hand former. And that works pretty good. Put a little 90 in there. Okay. So we're just, like I say, this may be just a test piece, but we'll go in there and see how close it is. The main thing is we want to get this up higher on the dash. So we'll go in there and see if this works. Okay, welcome back to YouTube, and got that piece in. I tell you, that's really nice. A whole lot better than what we had. And but what I'm gonna do, I told you it's kind of a sample, but we'll go back. We're gonna make another piece, cause I'm gonna go ahead and extend this around this direction here on this 90. So when I put this other piece through here, it'll give me something to rivet to. And plus, I'm gonna go ahead and raise this up just a little bit more. I don't know. I tell you what, though, that's pretty daggum tight. Really, yeah, that's really good. Only thing I need to do really is I'm gonna go and make another one and make a lip here before I can rivet that direction. And that'll make this piece here a whole lot easier to mount. So we'll go in there and just stamp out an oven real quick. It won't take just a couple minutes, so bear with me. I'll be right back with you. Okay, welcome back, YouTube. And like I said, wasn't gonna bore you with the details to make this a new piece, but as you can see, I made it have a lip over here. So now when we add this other piece in here, we'll have something to rivet to. So this should be a pretty easy piece to make. And I'm gonna change it up and down on this end just a little bit. We'll go ahead and fabricate this real quick. And that's a pretty simple piece, so just bear with me, and I'm not gonna, again, bore you with the details of how we fabricate this thing, but pretty much a flat piece of metal with a bend on. We do have to take care of this corner down on this passenger side, but bear with me, and we will get this stamped out real quick and see if we can get this dash finished up. So we'll be right back with you. Welcome back, YouTube, and got this piece in, and I tell you what, that is just nice looking. We'll pull this up from the bottom, and we'll be able to tighten that place there up. But that looks very, very nice. And I went in and peeled the plastic off of this piece. But man, it looks good. So that completes the front end and the dash. And we've got to come over here. We've got a firewall piece that we got to get in through there, which that should be real easy. We'll get the car up and lift. Then we have this one piece of decking here. We'll try to knock it out next. And then that'll be it. I'm gonna try to get this body. Oh, I'm sorry. We do have a transition piece from here to the top of the cage. That'll be a real simple piece there as well. Put that across the top of the door. And but man, I was just telling Tommy, he's over here, I said, man, I hate interior work, but when it comes out looking good, it's okay, but I still don't like it. Anyway, all right, so sit tight, and we will be right back with you, and we will try to start on this piece back here in the back, see if we can get it knocked out. So be right back with you. Welcome back, YouTube, and we're going to start on this rear deck piece. I've already cut this piece of trim here, or interior last piece of the decking. I've already put the 90-degree brake on it. Wasn't anything really scientific about that. So we just simply cut it 17 inches wide, and we put a 1-inch brake on it. That way we'll be able to marry it to this other lip. But one thing I do want to do before I get started is I want to fasten this last piece of decking down so nothing moves. And we'll have to put some Clecos in there to hold it still. And then we'll start transferring these lines simply. We'll take a tape measure, and we'll just slowly transfer them over around this C-post back here. And it takes a lot of kind of slow measuring. And then we have this 2-inch lip up here we have to measure for and account. We'll have to cut that out of this 90-degree bend here as well. So the first thing we'll do, we'll go ahead and start out, and we'll get this other piece of decking, get it temporary fastened. I'm gonna push these over. I'm gonna squeeze them up as real tight as I can to make the joints as tight as I can. Wow. It's either a dull bit or I'm getting weak one. Okay. I'm gonna just put one more in there on the other side. Put a Cleco in there. Okay, that'll hold it now as I start trying to work across here. So we'll get started. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer all these lines over. There's no need of boring you with that. I don't wanna waste video time. I'd rather video something more exciting than this. But we'll just simply transfer the lines over and we'll trim it out. So, let me get going on this, and we'll check back with you here in just a few minutes, and we'll see how it looks. So we'll be right back with you. Okay, welcome back, YouTube. And we got this final piece in. Got our hole cut for the wedge bolt. Centered up perfect there. I may make it just a hair larger to match the other side, but everything fits just perfect on the inside of the C-post on both of them. And man, I'm very pleased. Now I gotta trim this straight across. That'll match up with the far side over there. Just get all those cut straight. I went ahead and made a piece for the transition piece for the door. Then this will be pop riveted to the roll cage, so that'll give a lot of strength to the door. So man, I'm just very, very tickled. And I'm very glad this is over with. Holy cow. I hate interior work. How many times have I said that? But that is it. We got one piece there. That's just sticking up because it hadn't been temporary pop riveted yet with my Clecos. So that'll all go down. Then we'll come on the bottom and we'll, on this 1-inch lip, you know, we'll pop rivet all those together. But that'll be after we get the body painted. But really, all we have to do is build this piece. We need to build a piece for the back of the firewall here, so the tires don't throw anything in. And then we need one for the front up there. And basically, I tell you, that is that's going to wrap up this interior work. Then I'm going to build, we may do this tomorrow. We'll put the deck lid on here, and I want to build a hinge. I want to get away from these pins, those school hood pins. I'm gonna make it where it actually raises up on a hinge. And then I tell you, we're gonna probably yank this body back off. And we've done everything we need to get done. Basically did it in a week's time, so that's just fantastic. So anyway, we're gonna call it a day out here. And we gotta start taking all these patches off. We're probably going to weld those up, put a piece of steel in the back. We have all these holes in the side panel. You can see them sticking on the back side. We'll probably weld all these up as well. And really, I tell you, we're going to weld up where the antenna goes here, put a patch on the back side and Bondo that. But man, I tell you, that is just sweet. Man, I'm glad it's over with. But that looks really, really good. There you can see the transition piece over there, how that's going to work. And that'll drill right into that top bar. So that'll look real nice. That was just kind of by accident how that happened. But anyway, we're going to call it a day. And hey, we will be back out here bright and early in the morning. And we will get at it again. So to talk to you soon. Welcome back, YouTube. And we have our new shocks. Thanks to UPS. They came in yesterday afternoon. So we're going to go ahead and swap these out real quick. What we did, we went to a 7-inch shock versus these 9 inches. We're going to take this extension back off and go back and put the shocks at the original spot where we had them mounted. This would have been fine, but it's just a little bit too low. Still had plenty of clearance, but we're going to go ahead and put these shorter shocks in there. So good old Pro WB welded bearing shocks, been around for 100 years. So for this project here, like I say, they'll be fine for that. So let's see if we can get this one off here. All right, we got the suspension's off. Okay. Okay, you can see the difference here in the bodies. So hopefully this 7-inch shock, let's go back to our original height. Get this thing pulled out. Oh God, it's too early in the morning trying to pull that out. I remember the day when you could buy these $80 shocks. That's what you raced on. Now you got to have 4 shocks that cost $1,500 a piece. This is back in the good old days. Okay, that's a good sign there. So we will, I don't know what I'm thinking up here on the top. Got this backwards. Guess it helps if I put the shock in the right spot. Okay, that'll be a lot better. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that jacked up enough to get it on the bottom or not. Oh goodness, gonna be just a hair short. Just a hair short, as Michael Scott would say. That's what she said. You'd have to be a friend of the office to understand that. A fan of the office. It's going to be a balancing act. Okay. Probably could have picked it up, maybe. This is when people get hurt doing stupid stuff like this. Trying to, like the joke say, why you see why some men live longer than, or why women live longer than men. You know what, we're gonna go ahead and just put this little shorter bolt in there. Actually, I'm gonna go back with the longer one. Yeah, I need to go back. I'm gonna put a spacer in there. There's my spacer on the ground I was looking for. Okay. Alrighty. Get this death trap down now. Okay, 1 7-inch shock installed. Now, what we'll do now, go ahead and do the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this spring out while we're in here. We're gonna cut these coils off the spring and lower the back of the car. So I'll go ahead and do that. And you're not gonna miss a whole lot. I know you're probably thinking, oh my God, we wanna see you swap that shock out. Same thing that we just did here. So sit tight. Let me get the other side done real quick. We'll get the springs out and get them cut. So I'll be right back with you. Hang in there. Welcome back, YouTube. We've got both of the shocks mounted now, and that should help on our clearance on the bottom here where the shocks mount on the rear end. We're gonna pull these springs out and we're gonna cut a coil off of them so I can get my adjuster bolts. I wanna get a little bit lower and get a little more adjustment for the springs. So we'll get those cut, and then we're probably going to put this puppy back down to the ground. So stay tight and we will get these out and see if we can get them cut down. Be right back with you. Welcome back, YouTube, and as you can see, it's starting to look more like a race car. We're starting some of the pre-paint process, and we are rolling the fenders out. As you can see, we put a little crease in there. Was able to get the brake adjuster mounted in there. You can see it there. And got the shifter boot on. Oh, that's sexy. Then, I don't know if you remember correct, when we first started this project months ago, they had a piece of plate that was actually welded to the cage. Boy, and that has been a lot of work. Trying to get this cage cleaned up was the first step. And then we finally got this body on both sides fixed. And we get this, when it goes to paint, that'll all look a lot better now. But start on the back, got the couple of dents taken care of. This is where the gas cap was. We mounted hinges. They had it where you lifted the whole trunk off, and now we've got it to where it actually hinges up. This is where the antenna's at. Got that ready for Bondo. We got the hinges there. And looking pretty sweet. Got the rear bumper out for the rear. And we've actually got to cut this out for the license plate because a square tubing in the center is going to, right in there, is going to be a problem. So we're going to cut this out, and that way it'll make the bumper fit up a little trimmer fit, I guess I'm trying to say. We're going to weld up all the holes for the doors as well, door handles. Then we got to weld up all these on the bottom. We just ran out of time today, but hey, that's where we're at. So we'll be right back with you. Welcome back, YouTube. It's been a good episode this week. Been able to get a lot accomplished, and we're getting very, very close to send this thing off to paint. So appreciate you guys watching. And please subscribe if you haven't done so. Please do. I really appreciate it. Tell your friends about us. If you got anybody that's a gearhead, we're trying to grow this channel. I know, again, I keep saying this, but I appreciate if you will help us grow by liking and subscribing to our channel. And we have a lot of fun. Appreciate all you guys that have done so already. But hey, hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we will see you next time on Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. Take care.